Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today in this video, I will show you how to use the collection filters in Salesforce Screen Flows. And with the help of this, you can refine and manipulate your data dynamically. And this is a very helpful tool that allows us to filter collection based on a specific criteria within the screen flows. So in this video, we are going to create a screen flow in which we will apply collection filters, and with the help of these collection filters, we will segregate the records and display them on the screen. So before creating the flow, first let's understand what are the collection filters in Salesforce flows. So in Salesforce flows, collection represent list of data like multiple records of contacts or accounts, but sometimes you will only need to work with the subsets of those records. So we can say that the collection filter is an element that is designed to process collection of records, and this collection refers to a list like a structure that can hold multiple items, and often these collection are records, and the primary function of collection filter is to evaluate this collection and return a subset of records based on a specific criteria. And also the use of collection filters in Salesforce Flow enhances the efficiency and capability of flows, and allowing us to process and filter large collection of records based on a specific criteria without using multiple loops and collection variable in a flow. So let me show you the structure of the flow that we are going to follow in this video. So as you can see on the screen, this is the demo of the flow structure. So in this example, we are going to create a screen flow, and then we will fetch the account records using the get record element. And then we are going to segregate the records in two categories, that is accounts with the revenue more than 200k and then account with revenue less than 200k. And then using an screen element, we will display accounts in two sections, that is one with revenue less than 2k and other account records with revenue more than 200k. So let's move ahead and see the process of creating this flow where we will apply collection filters. So right now I've logged into my Salesforce org, and as of now we are on the setup page of Salesforce Lightning, and from here we have to navigate on the flow setup. So for that we have to go to the quick find box and here search and select flows, and now you can see under the heading process automation you can see flows, so click on it, and in the flow setup window click on the button new flow, and here it is giving us two options that either we can start the flow from scratch or use a already inbuilt template. So in this example we are going to create the flow from scratch, so I will select the option start from scratch and then click next. So as I've told you, in this example we are going to create the screen flow, so I will select the option screen flow. And one more thing, that you can only use the screen flow in case you have to apply the collection filters or the condition visibility, because screen flows are the only flows with which a user can interact, and rest of the flows you can see the record trigger flow, schedule trigger flow and auto launch flow. These all these flow run in the background, but only screen flow is the only flow with which we can interact and give inputs. So now we will go ahead and click on the create button. So now we are in the flow builder, and according to the scenario we will first need to get the account records with the help of get record element. So for that click on this plus icon and select get records element, and now we have to enter the label and the API name. So I will name it as get accounts and the API name will be autofilled. So the object here is going to be the account. So in the condition requirement, we are not setting any condition requirements because we want to fetch all the account records. So for that, I am skipping the condition requirement. So for that, I will set it as none. And how many records to store? So as I've told you, we have to fetch all account records. So I will select the option all records, and that's it. And after the get record element, we are going to add the collection filter. So the first collection filter that we are going to add will filter the accounts with annual revenue more than 200k. So for that, first of all, we have to click on the plus icon and here select collection filter. So here I'm going to enter the label as revenue more than 200k, and the collection here will be the get record element. So for that we have to click on account from get accounts. This get accounts is the name of the get record element that I have named, so select it. So here we have to define the condition requirement. So as I've told you, in this collection filter we will store the account records with revenue more than 200k. So for that, select the field annual revenue, and operator should be greater than, or you can also select equal or greater than, and the value here is going to be 200k. That's it. So this is the first collection filter that we have defined to store the records having revenue more than 200k. In the same way, we will create collection filters for the account records with revenue less than 200k. So the steps are going to be the same, that we have to select the collection filter, then add the label and the API name, and the collection here we have to select again accounts from get accounts, and the condition requirement we have to select the field as annual revenue, and the operator here this time is going to be less than, and the value will be again 200k. So as of now we have added both the collection filters, that is one is going to store the account records more than with revenue more than 200k, and another collection filter is going to store the account records with revenue less than 200k. So now to display the filter accounts in two sections, we will add a screen element to the flow, and to show the records from two collection filters we have added two sections, and then in the section we will add the data table to display the records. So let's see how we will do that. So now we will add the screen element to the flow. Here it is, we will select it, and after this we have to first enter the label and the API name. So the label I am going to enter here is sort account with collection filters, and the API name will be auto-filled. And now to display two separate sections, first we need to add the section element to the flow. We need to add the section component to the screen region. So here it is, section, and then again section 2. So here we just need one section, and now with configuring columns I have divided this section into columns, and to display the records we will add the data table to the sections. Here it is. So we have to drag this data table component to the section, and again the second data table in second section. So these two data tables are going to display the account records on the criteria that on which we have filtered them. So after adding the data table to the section, we have to enter the API name and the label. And then what we have to do with that, we have to select the source collection for the data table. So here we are going to create two data tables, that is one for revenue more than 200k and one for accounts with revenue less than 200k. So for the source collection for the of account records with revenue more than 200k is going to be the collection variable that we have created. So for the accounts more than 200k, it is going to be the collection filters that we have created for it. And in the same way, we have to configure the another data table also. So we have to enter the API name for this also. And the label I'm going to enter here is the same way I have entered the API name. And for this also, we have to select the source collection. So for the records with revenue less than 200k, we have to select the collection filter that we have created for these records. So this is the collection filters, accounts from collection filter revenue less than 200k. And after selecting the filters, we have to also define the column. So here I'm going to select the column as account name, and after selecting the account name, click on the done button. And the same thing we have to do for this table also. Click on configure columns, and in the source field select account name and click done. So as of now we have configured the screen element. So at last click on the done button. So this is how our flow is looking like now. And after this we have to debug the flow, and before debugging we have to save it. So for that I will click on the save button, and here enter the flow label and the flow API name. So the flow label I am going to enter here is sort accounts with revenue, and the API name will be auto filled. And after entering the label and the API name, we will click on the save button. And to debug the flow, we have to simply click on the debug button, and in this window click on the run button. So now you can see on the screen that account records are divided into the two categories, that is account having revenue more than 200k and account with revenue less than 200k. So this is how you can use and apply collection filters in your Salesforce screen flow. And after this we have to activate the flow. So for that you have to simply click on the activate button. So now your flow is activated and ready to deploy on the record pages, app pages or home pages. Or so this is how you can use the collection filters in Salesforce screen flow. And this was all about it. So this was all about the collection filters in Salesforce. In this video we have learned about the collection filters, where should we use them, and after that I have created a screen flow in which I have shown you how you can use the collection filters, and also we have seen how we can add the data table to segregate the records. So I hope that you have understood whatever I have explained in the video, and if you have liked this video then please do like, share and subscribe us, and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that every time we upload a new video you will get a notification regarding that. And thank you for giving your time and watching this video till last. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.